Okay, welcome to the VCRL San Marino Grand Prix 1994. Event opens 1994 Formula 1 cars, all races across the season. This is the first stop, and then Pascal Macula on position. This will be an interesting battle all the way to the finals. 25 racing laps from standing starts. Lights are on, we get 3, all 5 of them go out. Now, and we're racing with the 1994 Formula 1 cars. Away they go. Towards turn 1, Opus gets to jump around the outside. Pascal Macula down the inside, going to tackle for the first time. This is the McLaren, trying to get down the inside. Don't know quite who that one is, but what I think is the gravel behind us, Ralph Hodgson predictably in the gravel. The second of the Hoffman's Williams, they come into Tosa for the first time racing. Well, everyone seems to have got round Tamburillo. Okay, that's from the middle, clash of wheels between the Ferraris and McLaren. That may have been number 7 at the moment. That's Kevin Van Den Bosch coming through in front of him is the number 15 of Aaron McGrath in Eddie Irvine to go through to find his chicane.
Yeah, it's quite a good start there from Aaron McGrath in the draw, and sadly been pushed out of the way by the McLaren of Kevin Van Den Bosch. It's got very close as to go for Varianta outer now between, I think that's about 4th place reviewing. So it's still Michele leading, heading down to that's 1, Potter 2nd, Bosch 3rd. Looks like Scipione in the Ferrari, but is going under attack by Ted McGrath as they end lap number 1.
Yes, coming through now into the final chicane, and Pascal Macula's lead has certainly extended at this point as they go through the final chicane, with the Williams doing his very best to chase him down, and then the McLaren is still somehow in 3rd place despite being pushed off the track, and then a great fight between McGrath and, like I say, I think it's Scipione in the Ferrari. Well, McGrath is trying to go either side of the Ferrari going around Tamburillo. This could get interesting coming into Tosa for attempt number 2. Going around the outside of the right-hander, on the inside for the left-hander, Calvin moves it, and in fact, almost off the road goes McGrath there, very little performance on the gravel track, but would be the first car to find that gravel track this weekend, with multiple cars finding in both practice and qualifying, and now dive to the inside, what's going to happen with all issues at the pace of McGrath.
Yeah, some brilliant driving there from the Ferrari. He's been very quick down the straights all through the weekend, but McGrath's trying to get the run by running hot and cutting in underneath to get the slipstream up the hill towards Varianta Ansel. There could be a move here.
Yep, looking, he's trying to get him with braking points. He can't quite do it, but he bangs it with the curves quite heavily at the chicane there, and at this point I don't realise what track that is. We're quickly down into the final sector now, and McGrath's still all over the back. He goes to the inside, and he goes still on the inside. They bang wheels into the corner, and McGrath got to do
under the Williams off!
Off goes one of the Williams.
It's Potter, he's out of the lead, he's out of 2nd place, he's now behind the train all the way down in 8th position. We're currently looking at the Tyrrell of Adam Turner, Aaron McGrath in the Jordan in front as they head down to complete lap number 2. So it's still Michele leading, Bosch in 2nd, I think it's McGrath in 3rd after that move down into Ravazza, Scipione in 4th, O'Brien in 5th, and yes, Aaron McGrath managed to defend from Turner to hold his 5th position.
Yes, Turner all over the back, I believe that's Aaron McGrath in 957, trying to defend the inside line at Tosa. In fact, out wide goes Turner a bit there, was slightly obscure line around Tosa compared to most. But apart from that, everyone is around safely. Behind, we're looking, and it looks like Turner being pressure from the Williams that was off the track just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, it's all over the back of him as they head down to the Aquarella Raleigh. I don't know if the Varianta was not really good overtaking point now. Yeah, you can see he's dropped back on the exit, so you might have to wait until Tosa to have another go at him.
Yes, that's a very, very long wait indeed. That's about 3/4 of the lap from where they are currently now. It's certainly been a very lively race at the front, as here we have, who's this? Is this Ted McGrath having another go?
No, that's O'Brien behind his teammate trying to get past the Ferrari,
yes,
but that Ferrari's got a load of top end speed, and that's really what you need in the first section of this lap.
Well, definitely, and the Ferrari's on home turf here at Imola, in Italy. They're not too far from the centre of Bologna, but somehow known as the San Marino. But So down towards Tamburillo, and here comes O'Brien around the outside of the Ferrari. The inside now going round Tamburillo and down to the braking zone. Toso is behind. We've got a battle between Russell Hodgson and Adam Turner. Hodgson's actually gone through his looking on the inside of McGrath, and there's contact.
Oh, minor contact.
And Turner's going to go back round the outside of the Williams, and well, he tried, but there wasn't really a Formula 1 size gap there.
Now Owen Potter manages to keep it in the road, but Turner's looking for around the outside as they head down towards the Community Island. Keeps the position. Well, brilliant bit of driving there from the Turner in the second Tyrrell. So Potter's looking like he's going to have to wait again. He's probably getting frustrated looking at the back of that Tyrrell.
Well, if you're going to look at the back of one car, at least maybe somebody's got some heritage in Formula 1. But now coming up into the chicane to VRMT Officer and Turner matches going very hard on the track.
Massive mistake there from Turner. It looks like he outbroke himself going into the variant out of chicane and just clipped the curves and threw him off. And Ralph Hodgson's now got into the back of this train, trying to get past as well.
Yeah, so Turner has got to look at the back of a Williams in his visor and the front of Williams in his rearview mirror. And in fact, he goes off the track because they don't actually bother doing it for him.
Yeah, Turner's made that very easy for the two Williams' cars. Two mistakes in the two chicanes of this circuit, and yeah, not a very good lap for him.
Exactly. And now Potter is challenging on the back. McGrath is ahead. O'Brien is still challenging on the Ferrari, which I think the Ferrari may be missing a nose. Oh no, it's not a wing there. I thought it was.
Oh, a little slide on when we exit Tosa for O'Brien in the Sauber, but it looks like Potter's going to have a run off McGrath as they head down the hill. Oh, O'Brien's gone off in the Sauber. That's not gone well.
Yeah, he managed to rejoin. He took the number 0 of Ralph Hodgson out on the region. That was very close indeed. He was back ahead with the Williams all over the back. McGrath coming through into Arietta Valter, and they haven't quite done it. The door was firmly shut on the corner entry there, coming out of it.
Yeah, very tight corner, the very end after the curbs come at you very quickly, and Potter looks for the inside of Valter. Not quite, not close enough.
Yeah, the door is shut once more, and this is allowing Ralph Hodgson in the other of the Williams to come forward, and the Ferrari slowed down. That might have been Nigel Foster getting out of the way. Going to move, I think he's down already. Roughly that number 5. So, and in fact, I'll straight out the other of the Williams, avoid the pit wall, fair play to him. And now we've got the world's longest 3-point turn.
And Foster and Ross goes through in the other Jordan. O'Brien into the pits for a new nose going.
Yep, he's into the pits.
And he's stopping in there.
Yep, he's going to be there a while. He's going to be there a very long while indeed. So this is Turner. Here's another battle on track. I think this might actually be position as well.
Yeah, I think this is Potter and McGrath again as they head down to the there's contact! Potter's just shunted the rear end around McGrath. He goes off the track at Piratella. Completely Potter's fault, completely got the braking wrong. And yeah, the stewards will have to look into that.
Yeah, that's the second accident today at Paratella. The markers are certainly having a good eBay collection of Formula 1 parts from the end of today's race meeting. And this is further ahead on the track. What have we got here then? Is this Kevin
is
this Van der Bosch or is this McGrath again?
That's McGrath in the Sauber, Bosch in the McLaren. This is the battle for second. A long way behind Mikola, I believe, who's quite a long way down the straight. But this could be interesting later on in the race. There might be a pit stop. People might be able to try and take their tyres all the way to the end. I think we're completing lap 6 or 7 of this race now.
I can just double check.
So, yeah,
that was lap number 6. We're now lap number 7 now. So we are past the 5th way mark of this race for these machines. So lots of heritage in these cars. There's O'Brien being out of the pit lane after the pit stop. He's now lapped down on the chance. That's how long the pit stop does take if you happen to knock your front.
Yeah, it looks like Turner's got past him as well, but Ronan's trying to get the slipstream down the thing. He's passed him. He's passed him. He's trying to unwrap himself. But
right. Well,
fair enough. But he'll probably move over on exit as he's doing now. Oh no, he's gone to the fence. Oh, should be some blue flags here. Ryan, he's a lap down. If you can recall, he's gone into the pits. Turner.
Would you like to take back what you just said about letting the legs and toes?
Yeah, he sort of done it under the brakes. He should move out of the way and let Turner through. This is quite stupid on the Irishman's part. It looks like Turner's got the run up the hill though.
I think O'Brien's got different ideas in this one. I mean, if you notice,
no, he's on confused and lets him through.
The nose cone is actually still missing the arms in the front wing there. The actual nose cone isn't even there. So, yeah. Well, there's your entertainment down there. This is who's this?
This is Sibione on Potter going round the Variante Bassa now. Yeah, so come down to complete lap 7, and all over the back of the car goes to back of the Williams as they head down towards Tosa. Now, like I was saying earlier, this Ferrari is very quick in a straight line. Can Potter do it around the outside? No, he's got to duck back behind us to go around the long left-hander of Tamburello. Trying to cut and cut. That looks like a back marker. I think it's the Benetton and Ben Singleton. And as they head down towards Tosa, can Potter do it under brakes? No, he's too far behind.
Race is actually in the gravel trap, so that one's probably retired from the race. There's one in the gravel trap Tosa once more this weekend. Obviously, probably about the 10th car to go there this weekend. Certainly off the second down at Tosa this afternoon, this weekend. In fact.
Yes, it's a very hard braking zone. You've got to come from 205 miles an hour to 60 within a matter of 100 metres. A lot of people going in hot to try and improve their qualifying times, but the brakes just not good enough to stop them in time, and they just meet the gravel trap.
Well, the tyres just aren't any good, only go locking into the tyre barrier. Now, I'm noticing in the background that we have got Adam Turner, I think that's actually now as well. So, things are getting lively here. I'm trying to go around the outside of the Ferrari. He's been forced to the left-hand side of the race circuit. A little bit of a Ferrari, but nonetheless, the Ferrari keeps it around the outside and can defend the, I believe, second. I think that's the position on track at this point.
This is the battle for fourth, and I want to pick up on what you said about Turner. Yeah, he will be catching up quite quickly due to the fact these two are fighting and costing themselves time, trying to get past each other, and Turner will just be able to slowly close in. He could get into this fight within a matter of laps.
Exactly, you know, there is very little that these can do if Turner does catch them, apart from block like Mad incident. And, oh, that was a block.
They're defending, running in hot. Can he get the drive out the corner? It looks like he has as he goes back on behind the Ferrari. He goes left over the hill, blind cresting towards Piratella. Can Potter do it on the inside? It looks like he has. He's got it into Piratella. A bit of very good bit of defensive driving going into Tosa, but all in vain as Potter managed to get the drive out up the hill and get past him.
Yep, and now this Ferrari seems to be already losing the Williams. That could be a little bit on the scary side of the Ferrari. Can't even can't be behind it since the start of the race pretty much, so we'll see what happens there against Turner. He's now right with them. They are probably only about a second apart at this point now. There's that battle ahead. He's getting fierce once against the Ferrari. He's probably plotting a comeback. That said, Ferrari been plotting a comeback for about 10 years.
Yes, he could be trying the same sort of move that Potter did the lap before, run down into Tosa and get the run up the hill, but it looks like Potter's pulled away. It's become bounce back more. I think it was Roy Anderson in the footwork pull. He moves over, Potter tries to get a bit of slipstream off him, moves over as he should.
Yep, Roy Anderson is using his intense footwork to get out of the way on that one. So, they lap the footwork of Roy Anderson, and hopefully he will keep out of harm's way for Turner as well, who is catching. It's a very poor-pointed circuit for overtaking. And the Williams and the Ferrari all over his gearbox. Now this is going to be interesting as they go into the Alpine, which hasn't had a electrical failure yet, and into what is going to be Piratella.
And it looks like, yes, Sibione did have a look going into Tosa, but it was in midpoint of the corner. By that point the door was already closed, and he was a day late and $1 short on that move, and it appears Potter's just pulled away.
Spun it, round.
Well, that wouldn't have held. Now Turner's all over the back of this Ferrari here as they head in towards the Variante Alta. We could see a move from Turner within, well, probably next lap. Oh, right now as they gets the run out of Variante Alta as they go side by side down the hill towards the Ravazzas. Can he do it? He's looking for the outside, weaving this way, weaving that. Nope, still not close enough, not alongside, and he's got to duck behind and wait for the next slipstream point, which is Tosa.
Yep. So unfortunately, Turner's not able to make that Ferrari disappear, really. The Ferrari's been made as wide as possible. Whether that's literally or it's just metaphorically, I'll let you decide, Ferrari. But as now trying around, is this? Ooh, this is an interesting way to get this around Tamburello.
Yes, this is going around Tamburello. He's got the slipstream as they head towards the Villeneuve curve. Oh. As they head towards Tosa on the braking zone, yep, Turner has to back out. Not as fast down the straight, it appears. Ferrari might be running less wing towards than the Tyrrell. That gives them the edge over the defence down into Tosa.
Yes, obviously they run more downforce. They were better in the second sector mainly, where you've got all the tight fitness. Technically speaking, at Imola, bring many slow sections around this course. And oh, there we go.
Oh, Simeone's gone off! He's gone straight on at the very Aquamino. And Turner's ran the curve on exit, and that hasn't helped him either. So they both lost time through that corner.
Yeah, but I think unfortunately for Turner, Ferrari actually gained more out of it by having a slight flying experience. But that's exactly how we catch the Williams this possible to a merry third place, fourth place. I think, in fact, in front of them.
Yeah, so Potter is now a long way away from when he passed them. Before, these two have been fighting each other, again losing time on Potter. But that Ferrari doing some brilliant defending, and Turner's all over him. But he's going to have to wait into Tosa, but can he do it with the little wing the Ferrari is running here?
Yeah, that's the question. Can that... in fact, he might do it.
Oh, he's all over him. He's going down home straight. Going down home straight. He's got to duck in behind to try and get the slipstream. No, he's looking for the long way around as they go around Tamburello. The Ferrari's still in front, and he's got a considerable gap. I wouldn't say it's close enough for Turner to have a look. Whereas I think that Scott Kinton in the second footwork moves over because he's being lapped.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh, spin around the Ferrari. That's right down cars that have gone for a spin. Not leading right. He's going to
no, he's almost blocked his teammate.
Yeah. Don't block your teammate.
He's almost blocked his teammate. But it seems like he's moved out of the way. But I think Turner might have lost some time through there, trying to avoid the accelerating Ferrari. And yes, he has dropped back quite significantly as they head towards the Aquamino Rally.
Yeah, I think Fozzie will be answering a few things in Discord after that. Meanwhile, what have we got going on here then?
I think this is the race leader. Nicola is going round to lap O'Brien, who we saw a bit earlier with the broken nose cone. And moves over as he should.
That means O'Brien is now 2 laps down on the charts. So his race not going exactly very well. There's Van
and this is the second. And McGrath in the second, well the first lap I should be saying, because he's third on track, chasing down Bosch in the McLaren, and these two are quite a considerably long way behind, but they're still quite close to each other, so the battle for second could get quite interesting if one of them makes a mistake, like Bosch runs in hot to a Tosa or something.
Well, you say make a mistake, you just get all sorts of caustic coming out of Tosa. They like Nigel Foster did the previous occasion, but looks like everything is okay so far. No altercations here.
Yeah, Tosa has been, drivers have been saying Tosa has been very hard to get the power down due to the fact it's uphill, and these cars have got very little traction control, because obviously in 1994 it was banned, and yeah, so it's making it very difficult for the drivers to get the power down as they run up the hill.
Well, the Benetton did have something along those lines, but it was never called traction control, which loopholed the rules. But obviously most of these cars in Imperial, like I say, would not be bothering with any driver aids, and that Ferrari crosses the curve once more, and this time Turner might actually capitalise on doing that. In fact,
he's going
exit, that could be a little bit costly as they walk into the chicane. It's not closer because Turner, but Ferrari is all over the shop, and they bang wheels.
Oh, he's got by! Turner goes by, really bad couple of corners for Simeone in the Ferrari. Seems like he covered the curve, got a bit of dirt in his tyres as they run down the very end. All his tyres could be going off. There's 4 compounds you can use here. A, B's and C's. A is the softest, D's the hardest. Most of these are trying to go on D's all the way to the end. As we look like McGrath is going to slipstream Bosch down into Tosa. Still not close enough yet.
No, not at all. That McLaren is certainly holding its own here, should we say. Now, the McLaren's not necessarily the quickest cars out there per se. I think time. Oh, massive accident!
Massive accident!
Don't know who that was.
I think that was one of the footworks.
Yeah, it looked pretty substantial, whatever it was. There was bits of debris. The 2 were following here, were very lucky not to see the debris there and going off the track in their own time. But yes, that was a fairly substantial accident for somebody up at Parentil. And a bit of a mistake in there for Ted McGrath, who got it a bit on the crossed up side, should we say, going through Oriental.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that was Scott Kinton in the number 10 footwork. He just got it wrong out of the exit Piratello and slam into the wall, race over for him.
I think more than race over. I think that's car over as well, to be honest. That's probably going to the scrapyard tomorrow morning. But McGrath is all over the back of this McLaren. He's hello.
Oh, hello, there's a car going through the escape road. I don't know who that is. It was a footwork, I can tell you that.
No, it wasn't. It was actually the, I think it might have actually been the Williams of Ralph Hodgson. The side-by-side Tamburello here. This could be interesting. In fact, McGrath had to hold back the line. Couldn't make it work this time around. No, I say, Chris, I think you're right. He is actually a footwork. It wasn't a Williams, as I previously stated. So that must be Roy Anderson that went off down there.
Yeah, because that does look like the number 10 of Scott Kinton. We're going to have to look back through and see who went off at that point, but the debris has been cleared now by the brake marshals as McGrath is still pressuring Bosch, but Bosch is not having any of it.
Yeah, well, it's 1994, so I don't think these fans have heard of something called safety or a safety car at this point in time, but let's try the curbs once more at Variante Alta, and can that Ferrari, so not only can that McLaren defend the line from the ever-chasing Ted McGrath getting a very intense battle for seconds. It's about the only battle that's going on so far. There aren't a huge amount of cars left circulating. It should be about 5 different cars going to race already, so there's only about 8% rate of them left running at the moment. So it doesn't seem like it. It still seems like there's about 20 of them trying to fight for the same bit of time at this point.
How authentic is that? We're about halfway through the race and most of the cars are retired. Now,
Well,
anyway.
In period, it would have been engine failures, but on this occasion it's more down to driver failure, because none of us really know what we're doing with these things.
Anyway, it looks like McGrath's got the toe down into Tozer, but yet again, McLaren's put in all the right places and defends any attack.
I'm not sure Ted McGrath would agree with your theory that it's been put in all the wrong places as far as he's concerned. But coming up into Paratilla, your leader is still Pascal Makula, who's miles on the road. We've not seen him since about lap number 2, so I think he's somewhat got this race in the bag, so I wouldn't suggest that he changes the lead. I thought there's a car off. We've lost somebody into the grass. Actually, that was number 14. That was... Who was number 14? Not sure who 14 is, but it's gone off the track nonetheless. Fourth place is still in Potter in the first Williams cars in this one. Rothman's branding down the side. Trying to work out if he will be able to catch the battle in front in the next few laps. It's a very long race, currently on to lap number 17 of racing. The race leader is anyway. He's miles going in front of Pascal. Fifth place is still the number 4 Adam Turner, just trying to make his way through up the order. It's been a very good race. I managed to get past the Ferrari earlier on in a very intense battle in the early stages of the race. Speaking of the Ferrari, it's still there in 6th place, still being given by its driver to start the race. That was Matthew Saboni.
It's all quite spaced out now for the battle for 6th, as after Turner's got past that Ferrari, as we stated earlier. This is Ralph Hodgson, quite a quiet race after going off on lap 1 at Tamburello and a spin chasing down the Ferrari and Williams of Potter, his teammate. And yeah, it's all spaced out in the middle part of this race. Mikola's still leading, but the fight for second is still quite strong.
Yeah, it's about the only battle I've got going on currently. There's not a huge amount else going on around the circuit, as you've just seen there. Most of the cars circulating are staying on the track, so we'll see what happens there. But still, McGrath is still trying to find a way past incredibly quick McLaren. There's not a lot you can do to get past McLaren, and well, there's got Finland and Bosch in the wheel. It's very, very quick, and in fact, is that our race leader? It is indeed. He was made a pit stop.
I think that is. I think he's just come out of the pits. I think he just stopped for fuel and tyres to get to the end of the race.
Yeah, he must have done the tactic of soft tyres, low fuel, absolutely gun it, and that is what he's done, and he's still right ahead of this second place battle, which he doesn't really want to get involved with, because if he does, he risks not only ruining his own race, but 2 other people's race at the same time.
And I think that won't be a problem for Mikula, as he is a long way in front. He built up a lead in the early stages of the race, pit for tyres, and I think that worked in his hands.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, and we don't know if these 2 are going to have to stop for fuel or tyres yet. These 2 may not be able to take it to the end either, so this battle for second place could be a bit premature and just for camera, really. It could, at the end of the day, be over in 3 laps' time until he dives into the pit lane, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this. We don't know how low fuel or how high fuel and what tyres people are running. This is all unknown to us, but it looks like second and third are trying to go to the end on 1 tank of fuel, 1 set of tyres. It is possible that the tyres could be going off within 3 laps at the end.
Yeah, that's very much a key point to this. You know, Formula 1 is not all about the racing. A lot of it is strategy that goes into the races as the drivers methodically plan things out, or rather the engineers do on the most part. And the engineers want to hope the best. Obviously, the racing gods can certainly play a part in that. You never know when a safety car might end up coming on the circuit.
And it looks like McGrath has got a run going down the hill towards Toso. We saw Bosch slide it into the final chicane there, and that would have lost him a bit of time on exit. And McGrath's going to have a look, but nope, not quite. No,
the door was once again, well, the door was firmly shut once again. The door must be falling off its hinges at this point. Now it's been closed and open, but I don't know whether anyone will put the foot stop in it here. This might be the situation. No, it's not. Nowhere near enough space after Minerali, one of the most horrible chicanes I've ever seen in my life. It's pretty shocking, that one. But I think the one on the back straight to the Charlotte Road course may beat it.
And McGrath just weaving around left and right, trying to put more pressure on Bosch. And oh, he looks like he's almost lost it on the exit of Variante Alta, so that one lost him a bit of time. He seems to be struggling with rear grip out of that chicane, very tough chicane with the high curves.
Yeah, that or the tyres are finally giving way. Could be one of the 2. Obviously, if you get a bit too much right foot, these things are not scared to say, no you don't, and put you in a tyre barrier. Obviously, they are very highly tuned race cars, as are always with Formula 1. And as you can see, the lap times are getting qualifying for these things. The fastest we've got was Pascal Mikula, who was pulse. He got 120.7 now. The lap times are roughly 3-4 seconds slower when the cars are in race trip, I think. So I think fastest laps we've got at the moment is sort of 123, 124s. We're on the second place here, and they banged up and they banged wheels in back of the toaster. Out wide goes the McLaren. Big drift, and McGrath just still can't get down the inside.
Yeah, fair play to McGrath. He had a look. There was a bit of room, but still not alongside. And Bosch just shut the door as he's entitled to do. A bit of contact, but everyone seems to have got away unscathed.
Close momentum biscuit, I think, is the term for that one. And your race leader is still Pascal Mikula. His lead has come down a bit now, but again, these 2 are starting their squabble again. So I think he's about to just wave goodbye and head up into the sunset of the Italian countryside. And well, McGrath is still trying to find a way past this Ferrari, this McLaren, sorry. I think he's probably getting bored looking at Marlboro sponsorship at this point in time.
Well, I wonder if he becomes a smoker after this race. Anyway, so head down towards Ravoxa.
Yeah, with the amount of stress he's giving you, he'll probably need to go about 20 a day to get rid of him.
Anyway, as they head down towards the Variante Bassa, it's still McGrath all over the back of Bosch as they go through the chicane. Oh no, he's lost it! McGrath's lost it on the home straight. Kept the engine right, he hasn't stalled. No onboard starters with these, and yeah, he's kept his third position, but I think that's all hopes over for a second place for McGrath.
Yep, and in fact there goes the Williams off the track as well. He's managed to get back on it again. Bit of rallycross going on there. But
nothing wrong with a bit of off-track excursion, and there's his teammate.
Not at all. Well, the Ferrari's in the pit lane.
I think that's Sibione. I think that's probably in for fuel and tyres, as Mikula did earlier on, and it looks like Foster has retired. I think he spun down at the very Acromilla Rally, and as we look at, well, I can't tell who that is.
Well, depends where there's any action at the moment. There isn't actually anything going on. There's a lot of Formula 1 cars going around in circles making noise, and that's about it. There's not a huge amount happening. But yeah, I think the spin, although not very spectacular and we got a nice donut out of it, it was somewhat ruined the race, that, because there's now nobody able to challenge anybody else.
And that would not only have ruined McGrath's race, and it also would have ruined his tyres. That would have put unnecessarily load on the tyres and gearbox, and that could have future effects. But I think we're coming into the closing laps of this race now. And it's
Yeah,
still
we are
Mikola leading, both in
onto
second.
lap 22 now, so there will be 3 next time by. So 3 next time by. Well, that's just the stock car stuff in that term. But yes, obviously the lap boards I think aren't actually displayed in Form 1. They used to be displayed in Form 1, not anymore because they've all the digital timing screens now.
And they probably would have a message over the radio saying 3 laps left to run, don't break it. So it's still Mikola leading, Bosch in second, McGrath's third even after a spin. I think Potter's up to 4th, Turner down in 5th, and I think that's your top 5. I don't know who's 6th. I think it might be one of the Jordans.
Probably, yeah, I don't know. But Mikola is really not looking like there's any problems here, to be honest. You know, McGrath is there, still in 3rd, but I'm not seeing what else we can see. The Williams has been on its own for about 20 laps at this point. Nothing's really happened since he finished his battle with the Ferrari on about lap 10. So yeah, he's about 11 laps of just driving around the Italian countryside, enjoying the views and not pushing the car, basically.
And there's Turner I think he's in 5th position. But I think I might have just heard from the Williams garage, Potter might have to stop for fuel. He misjudged his fuel load and he might have to stop on the last lap to make sure he finishes the race.
That could be an interesting one. That will probably, looking at the gaps, both cars in second sector, so I think Turner, if that's the case, will manage to find a way past that Williams in the closing couple of laps then, if that's the case.
You need about a 20...
Williams goes into eco boost mode, but we'll see what happens.
You need about a 25-second gap to manage to do a fuel and tyre stop without losing the position. I think the gap to Potter and Turner is about 8 seconds, so it's more than likely if Potter does pit, he will lose 4th position. Right,
leader in lap down traffic now. Round them. Oh, bit of a nudge there. That was a bit cheeky. Just came across the front of the back marker there. That was not exactly the most sporty Pascal there, but you got through nonetheless. And you got through the house, it's all right.
I think that was the Jordan. I think that's the 6th place car.
Probably Aaron McGrath. I think he's about the only one left winning at points.
Well, points only go down to 6th position, unlike the modern Formula 1 where they go down to 10th. So it's only the top 6 that score points, and 15 started this race, and I think only about 8 are going to finish.
Yeah, I think the last one of them is Rafael Hodgson, number 104, or number 0, sorry, in Damon Hellcat. So we'll see what happens there, unless he goes off to advertise some pizza later on down there. Oh, in fact, off the road, bye-bye, there goes on the back markers, that's Aaron McGrath going off the track, and, well, Brandon Bosch says thank you very much, and goes on through, like nothing was even there. 3rd place to McGrath, but he's really struggling out for that spin. I think, as you said, something in the car got a bit overworked in that spin, and somewhat really he's using a bit more than the tarmac as you probably would expect there, over the white line all the way down the straight.
Trying to get the most popular, trying to gain time off what he lost for a spin, yeah. Like you say, it's probably the tyres have got overheating. They've gone past their best, he's just trying to nurse them home.
Yeah, exactly, just nurse the car.
I think we're on the final lap, or the second to last lap now, and...
lap 24 now, so it will be
we're heading on
this time around to a race leader, who is...
And it doesn't look like Potter's come into the pits yet.
What was that say?
It doesn't look like Potter's pitted, as the Williams team has suggested that he will. He could come in this lap, but we do not know how to find out.
Yeah. Leader is coming through coming down into what is turn number 10 at this point in time, not turn 13 on mine suggests, because the map I've got has got the Tamburello chicane they put in after 1994 for obvious reasons. You've still got Brandon Bosch there in 3rd. He's closer than he was a few laps back, I'll tell you that. And now he's managed to shake his escort vehicle. He's a bit closer, and they are indeed coming to lap somebody. They're coming to lap Matthew Simoni in the Ferrari, so we'll see how willing the Ferrari is to obey to blue flags.
Hopefully it does, because I think we're on the final lap of the race now, so you might catch him either in the final sector.
Yeah, I'm just going to have...
We're looking at what?
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at the Williams here to see if this thing can do the mileage, or unless it dives to the right here. And yes, it does, so the Williams is pitting. The Williams is in. Now, Turner will probably come past because of this, as the leader is coming into Acqua Minerale for the final time. The Ferrari is still there, but can the Ferrari actually do anything to to impede this lead battle. Will he move out of the way, or will he be a complete pain in the backside about it and stay on the racing line?
I think I've just got news from the Ferrari team. I think the radio has died in the number 28 Ferrari, so he doesn't know if the leaders are coming up on him, but it looks like he's moved out of the way. No, he's put defensive move on. This is not for the lead. You're being lapped, mate. Move out of the way.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yep. And
he does that.
Well, look at this now. And Van der Waals is going right beside there to avoid us in the back of the Ferrari. Deary me. And the Ferrari's attacking the race leader. What's going on here?
Yeah, the Ferrari shouldn't do that and just backed off and let.
And whoopsie daisy, someone over the rest there. Oh, massive accident for Ferrari. And the win goes to
that was off.
Yep.
That was off. Bosch shouldn't have done that. He reverses over the line, but I think the stewards will look at it either be a disqualification or a two-place position drop.
Yep,
And McGrath comes home in a provisional third.
I think Aaron McGrath may have been fourth in all that carnage at the very end of the race.
I think he might have been, or it could have been Turner after Potter.
Turner, yes. He's done well this race. He managed to climb the grid quite nicely. He's the top climber this race. He climbed 11 places in this race, I think, is what he statistically got at the end of the day. Been a very good race for Turner this one. Into the final chicane. Don't lose it now after 25 laps.
And he comes across the line and takes fourth position.
Now I feel like this might be the final car on the lead lap. This one, Raph Hodson. Is that Raph? No, that's Owen Potter. Sorry, in number 2. I've got the number wrong.
His bright yellow helmet of illuminating Ayrton Senna as he comes round to finish the race, unlike he did in real life, sadly, as we lost one of the sports greats in the San Marino Grand Prix.
Yeah. And this is the other way. This is Raph Hodson, and well, I think he's just ran out of fuel and locked up the entire car. So he will be classified because he did the 79% race distance, but he is out, and I think that is as far as this company roads. And I think a lot of broken cars have been the result of this one.
Yes, and as you saw there, Hodgson got on 2 wheels going around the rear anti-batter, and it looks like he's ran out of fuel. But he will be classified as he died on the last lap. I think we just got words from the stewards. I think Bosch did get dropped 2 places, so he's now in 4th, and that means McGrath is in 2nd. And that's Turner on the podium. Turner in 3rd in the second table.
Whenever the end of that one. Yes, so that is as far as I can see it. I'll get the full results up on here, and well, Live Racers decided it doesn't want to play nicely with me anymore, so technical difficulties. This is why you don't record things live half the time, because they don't work. Okay then, so the results of that one for the Formula 194 cars, the San Marino Grand Prix of 2021 for 1994 Period 1 cars. So your race winner was Pascal Makula in the Tyrrell. Second was Ted McGrath in the Europa Sauber, and third was Adam Turner in the second of the 2 Tyrrells. Good day for Tyrrell. Fourth was Kevin van der Bosch, dropped 2 places for contact in the Marlboro McLaren Peugeot. Then fifth position was the Rothmans Williams of Owen Potter, and sixth was his teammate Raphael Hodgson in the other Rothmans Williams. Seventh was Aaron McGrath in the Sasol Jordan, and then the final finisher to be classified was Matthew Saboni in the Scuderia Ferrari, the only Ferrari to do the distance. So, like I say, that concludes the San Marino Grand Prix at VCRL for 2021. The next event for the 94 Formula 1 cars is going to be coming up in the very near future. Once I get the fixtures, but I can tell you who that is going to be and when it will be. And that will be on the 15th, 16th of May, so not too far away, the British Grand Prix of Silverstone. So, a very quick track for Formula 1 cars, Silverstone, and the sport for British Road Racing, and indeed Formula 1 is the first Grand Prix there in 1950.
Yep, going back to the home of Formula 1, as most people regard it, in the 1994 configuration. So it should be a good race. Thanks all for watching and enjoying. We will see you at Silverstone.
Goodbye.